Hello everyone, Mark here again at Stanhope Model Railway. Today's video is all about the river, and the main part of this is me finishing off the embankments with some static grass and some other scenic materials, and also showing you the resin pour, how I went about it and what I used. Obviously, please bear in mind there's other makes of resin you can use and other different types of materials you can use to make a river or a stream. But in this particular case, I use the WWS or World Scenics deep cast water resin, as I really do rate WWS products from my own personal experience. I've gone out and brought them. They've not paid me to use them or sponsored me in any way. That I've brought them on my own and I prefer them. Anyway, let's get on with today's video. Hello everyone. So as you can see, we're back at the layout and we're currently looking at the river. And this is because I've decided that I want to do the resin pour for the new river while we've still got a little bit of warmth left in the weather. As you can remember from the last time, in my last video when I did a resin pour, I used the World Scenics realistic water on the old river and it didn't work out. So this time, if I just take you over, I've decided to use the Scenics or the WWS deep cast water, which is actually a resin and a hardener rather than ready mix, so I've got to mix it up. So I prepared the river. I'm not going to detail it anymore. I think it's just got enough on there. I think it should look okay like that. All rivers vary anyway. I'm quite happy with that, so I'm going to go with that. So what I'm going to do, I will put masking tape across the end there to hopefully stop any resin coming out that way before it sets. This end, and if you'll see it on the light, it's going to come up, but it's already got the World Scenics shaper sheet sticking up there to the end, so that should be the barrier and stop it coming out there, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Touch the old wood on the edge and a bit of firewood back soon. But yeah, I'm going to go away now and prepare this, as I say, with masking tape on the end to block it. Read the instructions on the WWC deep cast water, and then I'm going to mix it up and I'll come back to you after I've done the initial pour. Right, so as you can hopefully see, folks, I've just done the first mix and initial pour of the WWS deep cast water. Initial impression is, as far as I can see, it's come out okay with a mix. Hopefully there's not many bubbles in there. I'm keeping an eye on it for now. Unfortunately the light is fading a bit. Obviously you can see quite a few reflections off the water, but this is only its very initial stage. Try and go down there a bit. You've got the tape on there. So we've got about a centimetre deep pour, maybe just slightly under. It was a bit of a guess to get how much resin and in total I wanted. Obviously that's resin and hardener, because you mix it at a ratio of 6:1, so it's 2 parts of resin to 1 part of hardener, as it says on the instructions, and you mix it by weight, which I've done. So I think, what did I have? I think I had 150 grams of resin and another 75, and added to that the 75 grams of the hardener. Hopefully this will be okay. The initial impression looks good. I'm going to keep an eye on it as long as I can before the light completely fades. And it says on the instructions you've got to let it takes 48 hours to set, so you've got to leave it at least to 48 hours, good 48 hours to set. So I'll let this go on and I'll come back to you when it's set. So as you can see, we've now come back after pouring the WWS deep cast water resin for the river. I've actually done more than the one layer, because obviously when you last looked it was just the one initial layer on there. I've actually done another couple of layers since then. I'll just move along. As you can see, it's come out quite well. Got a bit of depth to it all the way along. The only problem, as you can see as I'm going along, is obviously this streak here. I'm not sure what's caused that, because I did make sure that I mixed the resin and the hardener thoroughly for just over 10 minutes. And I did that for each layer, each batch of resin and hardener made up. I did it mixed it for over 10 minutes, and I didn't do it very fast. I just did it at a slow rate. So I don't know what's caused that. I don't know whether it's just me when I've poured it and something's affected it, or what. So if anyone from WWS, that's World Scenics, is watching and can tell me, let me know. It might even be where I've done little spreads at the edge to get it out, although it's not really at the edge, it's just up here, so I don't know what's caused that. But anyway, I'm quite pleased with that. It's looking quite good. I'll just give you a view. I mean, if you get in the right light, you don't see it so much going across anyway, so I'm quite happy with it. So I'm going to leave it there, and then my next stage is going to be to just put some basic level of grass on each side of the embankments, and otherwise just use a 2mm mix just to put the basics on there, because I'm not sure what I'm doing in the scenic areas either side yet. So I'll just go up each side of the embankment up to about here to allow room for the bridges. And once I've got everything in the final place and decide on this, I can then obviously go over it if I need to. Right, so as you can see, I've now done the tops of the river embankments, and this was basically a mixture of WWS or World Scenics 2mm and 4mm static grasses. I've also gone over the tops with some of their fine foliage scatter of various colours, which was the summer, dark green, burnt and olive green. I've used all those colours to go over the top to try and make it look a bit more bushy than that. I think it's come out pretty well. I'm not sure how the colours are going to show up on here, but I'll just take you along. Obviously the summer is quite a light green, as you can see there, but it's not too bad, and it does use as highlights, but I think that actually looks pretty good. And I've also, as you can see here and here, gone over the back there. Obviously you won't really see that because that'll be behind the girder, but for the bridge, but they're mainly there. I'll just draw you back just so you can see, get another view. Hopefully, oh sorry, the sun's coming in there, so it's probably putting a shadow. Hopefully you can see it standing up on both sides. There you go, that's the static grass standing up, that is. There you go, I'm pretty pleased with that. The only thing I've done, I've made rather a schoolboy error and I didn't cover the river. So as you can see, there's basically dry surfaces of glue. I've tried to get it off with some isopropyl alcohol. Hopefully that won't ruin the resin, I don't know, we'll see, but it's not really got it off, so I'm going to have to leave it on. I could get round it by doing another thin layer resin pour using WWS deep cast water, but I think I'm going to leave that because you can see it's still got its shine in it. I think what I'm going to do now instead, I'll just bring this over, is use the World Scenics water waves to create light ripples all the way along. Hopefully that will make it look a bit better, but I'll get back to you when I've decided. I'll just give you a quick view down here as well, just so you can see. And there we go. So I had a bit of a disaster with the World Scenics surface water making waves material. I had 2 attempts at it, and what actually happened each time was, for some reason, it actually dried with like a kind of rubbery finish and sort of made bubbles here and there on the top of the surface. So after thinking about it and not being happy with it at all, I decided to scrape it all off because it just wasn't happening. It didn't look right at all. And I've now poured another thin layer of the World Scenics decast water just over the top of the surface again of the river, just to get it back to clearer and more like how I want it to look. I don't know what happened with the World Scenics making waves or water wave stuff. I presume that it's just been on the shelf for too long and it's gone off for some reason. Don't know why, but yeah, I wasn't happy with it. So, to say, I'll put a thin layer of the WWS deepcast water back over the river to get it back a bit more normal. I've still got a bit of streaking in it, as you can maybe pick up, although it's not too bad. But I'm going to leave it as that now. I just want to be able to move on to ballasting the track and then think about how I'm doing the scenery all around this area and the rest of the layout. So what I've done is I've temporarily put the bridges back in place until or bridge pieces, not bridge girders, until I sort out and decide what I'm going to do. And I think that's going to be it now for this video. Well, I do hope you enjoyed that video, folks. And if you did like it and did find something useful for it, please do hit the like button for me to help the channel out. And also, please do consider subscribing to the channel for some more if you're not already subscribed to the channel. On that note, I'd obviously like to thank all my subscribers who continue to stick with me, and that's all. And also thank any new subscribers that have joined recently. It really is appreciated, and so hopefully it does help the channel out and spread the word. But in the meantime, what's left for me to say is take care of your good selves, and I hope to see you soon in another video. Bye for now, folks.